Edwina is backing Rishi Sunak. Edwina, are you still backing him, despite saying, look, we've got to get this inflation thing sorted out, we've got to stick to the theory of controlling it all before I can then go and offer some more direct help to people who are genuinely suffering a cost of living crisis?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think that Rishi Sunak is head and shoulders above the others. Last night's debate was really interesting. A week is a long time in politics, as Harold Wilson once said, you will remember. It's only a week ago that Kemi Badenoch wrote a wonderful article in the Times in which she said, basically, look, patriotism is not enough, platitudes are not enough. You really need the intellectual heft to be able to deal with a huge range of problems if you're going for this top job. And I cut it out and I highlighted it. And I thought, my goodness, young lady, you're a very smart cookie indeed. I thought that Liz Truss actually did herself no good at all last night. She was hopeless. And the fact that Penny Mordaunt, I think, was really outed as having lots of different opinions, according to who's asking, and then denying them. With Sir Boris, not great, Tom Tugendhat was very good, but you have to ask yourself, Alistair, why is he standing? He hasn't ever been a minister. In all the time he's been in Parliament, he's the chairman of the Foreign Affairs Select Committee. That's not a qualification for becoming Prime Minister. But I loved his answer to the question of whether Boris ever told, whether you would trust Boris. And everyone else kind of dissembled a bit. And Tugendhat just said, no, he didn't trust Boris. And I thought that was very, very well done. So we should say, can I make a point about inflation?
Yes.
Inflation is the measure. Remember, I was an economist.
Yeah.
Inflation is the measure of this year's prices against last year's prices. What we've got at the moment is a great deal more stability in prices than we had during the spring. And from the autumn onwards, certainly from about October, November, what we'll find is the measure of this year's prices versus last year's prices, it will look as if inflation is coming down. The cost of living is going to stay high, but it's not going to go on rising in quite the dramatic way. And it depends a lot also what happens in Ukraine, with the hope that maybe this war will be done, hopefully, before the winter sets in. So I'm not that worried. I think whoever actually takes over the reins in September could find that they get a real boost in the polls, and then they get a real boost as inflation settles down. It's going to be a tough winter, but I don't think things are going to go on getting awful in the way that Emma said.